So, today is the launch day for the SNES Classic Edition, and I was able to get a hold of one. I thought, why not do a quick unboxing video, share my first impressions as I open it up? It might be fun. One thing I wanted to point out is, of course, this is the North American edition of the console because I'm in the United States. If you're in Europe, your console will look different. So in the event you're watching this video and don't actually know what this isn't a re-release of the Super Nintendo console that you actually stick cartridges in, the same console that was available in the 90s. This is a small sort of plug-and-play type system that has 21 built-in games and is made to resemble the Super Nintendo, but is of course much smaller. But otherwise, box resembles an old Super Nintendo box, much like the NES Classic Edition resembled the NES box. Of course, we all know the 21 games that are on the console. If not, there's the list, including Star Fox 2, the unreleased prototype, which has now been released, so woohoo, go for that. Some say that alone is worth it, others disagree, some think the game's overrated. I'm going to give it another playthrough and see. I played it way back when and enjoyed it, but I'll see how it holds up now. But the game assortment on here is actually pretty decent, and I'd say worthwhile, to some degree more worth it than the NES Classic Edition was. A lot more RPGs, Secret of Mana, Earthbound, Final Fantasy III, Super Mario RPG, and the other titles, Zelda, Link to the Past, let's not forget that. A lot of the other titles like Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World, great titles. Star Fox is good. Kirby Superstar is an amazing multi-game set. Superstar is kind of a weird one, but in the best of ways. Contra's good. Donkey Kong Country's good. I mean, nothing on here is really terrible. Honestly, I think the weakest spot here is Super Punch-Out, and that's still a great game. So, you know, it depends on how you feel about the Super Nintendo. I like the system, but I was more of a Genesis person growing up, so, you know, it's been down the line I've really grown to appreciate what the Super Nintendo had. Let's go on and do a little unboxing, because why not? I took a peek inside earlier before I got home because I had some other running I needed to do. So I know a bit of what's in here, but let's just check it out together, shall we? Right on top we get this poster. So let's get that open and check it out. Little manual stuff here. Which particular piece of paper is this? The warranty and user agreement stuff. We got the little hookup instructions akin to how it was on the original Super Nintendo. At least as far as I recall. I remember I got a Super Nintendo late. It was like 97 when I got mine. What's cool is that it was a one-chip version, so I'm happy with that. And I undid the poster upside down. Let's try this again. And that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. That'll look nice on the wall. I have an NES Classic Edition as well, but I bought it second-hand off of a guy I worked with, so it doesn't have the poster. He kept that. So that kind of sucks, but, you know, I'll live. Let's see. We've got the power brick, just like the NES Classic Edition. It's actually Nintendo branded. That's kind of cool. That would be one of the controllers, the other controller, unit itself, and the HDMI and USB cables. So these are boring. We'll set these to the side. Let's take a look-see at the... You know what? We'll set the unit to the side for now. And let's look at the controllers. We'll go on and undo the foam on these. Let's pull you around. Okay, the plastic is definitely different. This is not the same type or variant of ABS plastic that they used originally, but that's fine. That's cool. It's probably a better formulation. It feels nice, but it has that modern retro controller feel to it. But everything looks right. It feels nice. Everything's pretty good, I'd say. The other controller, I presume, is identical, and it's cool that they give you two controllers. They only gave you one on the, I believe, one on the NES Classic. I have to double check. Mine only came with one. I think that was an issue. I don't know. I got the thing and then stopped playing it, so go figure. Probably be the same way with this, honestly. And there's the little unit. The eject button is not a button, sadly. I was hoping that would do something. That'd be cool. But we got your power, got your reset, and of course it looks just like a small Super Nintendo. That's the word I'm looking for. Now, where do the controllers? Ah, that's interesting. So this pops out and the controller goes in right there. Because I was like, where'd the controller go into? Because for the NES Classic, they had it in the normal slots. So, okay, that's pretty cool. It is tiny, but, you know, it's not much different than the NES Classic was. That was also a pretty tiny console. But, you know, I like what I see here. You got your USB and HDMI out. The board internally is supposed to be identical to the NES Classic. Maybe a few tiny changes to some chips, but nothing that really matters. So, all in all, this is basically the exact same hardware, just with the Super Nintendo shell and Super Nintendo emulation layer on top. So we'll see what happens as far as the modding scene goes with this. It'll probably, if not already, you know, work's being done, they're going to get to it real quick and probably be able to shove, you know, library of SNES games on here. Although those games are a lot bigger, so it's unlikely you'll be able to put all of them on there, because I think the system only has like 512 megs of storage, so not much. But that's really it. An unboxing, it isn't too exciting. You really just get some commentary. But yeah, to give you a sense of scale, there's the controller and there's the unit. It's tiny. But I'll go hook this up and we'll definitely play around with it. I think this is going to be fun. For the amount it costs, it better be fun. I know I'm going to enjoy it. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here. That's all. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Catch you later.